Welcome to a brand new season of the A-Game.
On this episode, we'll go over all of the winter sports here at Appalachian State and how they've been performing so far.
All this and more coming to you now on the A-Game. Welcome back to the A-Game. Now you'll hear about the recent impressive performances that wrestling and men's and women's basketball have had.
This past week, your number 19 ranked App State wrestling squad faced the Duke Blue Devils at Varsity Gym. The Mountaineers had a fantastic start, winning the first 9 matches in a dominant 42-3 victory against the Blue Devils. The Mountaineers' next matchup will be on Saturday, January 28th in the Appalachian Open.
Your Mountaineers traveled to Norfolk, Virginia to take on the Old Dominion Monarchs. Terrence Harcum led the way for the Mountaineers with a team in career high of 28 points and 8 3-pointers. Continuing with career highs, Harcum also had a career high by securing 7 rebounds. The Mountaineers got the win over the Monarchs with a score of 72-58. Your Mountaineers improved to an 11-10 overall record and 4-4 in conference play.
This past week, your App State women's basketball team faced rivals Coastal Carolina. An all-around effort from the Mountaineers led to 4 different players being in double figures. But the red-hot Emily Carver led the way with a career-high 27 points while shooting an incredible 6 of 8 from 3. This is the 4th consecutive game that Carver has scored over 20 points. The Mountaineers got the win over the Chanticleers 81-74.
Let's go!
To a place where you can grow.
A place to be heard.
And take a closer look.
A place where you can crush it.
And push yourself.
A place to find your voice.
This place rocks. And rolls.
A place where you can get out.
Wow! A place you'll never forget.
So where is this place? Let me show you.
Welcome back to the A-Game. Now let's hear from Janay about her journey to App State.
My name is Janay Sanders. I am 22. I am currently a redshirt senior on the court, but I am in grad school in the classroom. I started playing around the age of 3. My earliest memory would be on my 4th birthday. We had a game at one of the Park and Rec centers in actually Double Oaks Park and Rec. And after we got to go to the back, and I had this really like princess decorated cake. It was pretty cool. Had my purple jersey on, loved it. I've always had some sort of, at some point, like went through droughts where it was like I didn't want to do it anymore, or I wasn't motivated, or I didn't want to get out of bed to go to workouts. But having a family that like supports me and just kept pushing me to, you know, get up out of bed and do those small things. And then my mom, who's not really into sports as much, just encouraging me to like protect my mental health and things like that. I've been coming to homecomings before I was 1, so just coming up here every year. I met Coach Angel Elderkin pretty young, pretty early, so just have a great relationship with her. But definitely having like dropped my brother off here, picked him up from college a lot. Just something I've always been App State at heart, and actually being able to come to school here, I kind of shied away from it at first, not wanting to follow in everybody else's footsteps, but it like ultimately ended up coming here anyway, and I love the experience so far. people love us here, but we also don't get the support that we need at times. You can look in the stands at a women's game compared to in the stands at a men's basketball game, and you can, from that, tell that there's a different kind of care factor for women's and men's sports. I think a lot of it is just marketing right now, just trying to figure out how to get, people out to the women's game. I know the men's, they're doing a lot of promotion and things like that, like the $500 for the half-court shot and things like that. And as a women's program, we don't really have the funds or, we don't have the means to do that. But it's tough, to match the men's budget. But at the same time, we got to figure out how to, even it out a little bit and even a playing field. Males have better opportunity than females is definitely something that, hits home with me. That and then racial equality, like especially with like the things that were coming out around the time of COVID. A lot of it was like Black Lives Matter and, equality and trying to figure out how to fight that fight and create a fair fight for everyone. But yeah. It's been kind of up and down, especially with my bachelor's being in the computer information systems. I was pretty much the only Black female. In maybe 1 or 2 classes, I had another Black male in the class with me. So definitely tough being around crowds that, don't necessarily look like me or I don't really fit into or have the same background as. But at the same time, they've been very accepting of me in my program and just allowed me an opportunity to kind of look past like just skin color and gender. Sometimes it's tough because it's like nobody truly understands where you're coming from. But then it's like, for me, it's something that I've always wanted to do, just so people behind me that do look like me, they know that it's a possibility and they know that they can do it regardless of what other people say. It's easy to say like, oh, you don't look like me, so why would I be able to do that? But once you have somebody to kind of look up to that's in those positions, it gets a little easier. It's actually pretty early, about week 1 or 2 when we get here. Week 1, we kind of try to fill each other out, understand, like, just get to know each other. And then by week 2, we're definitely trying to get to know each other on that deeper level. For me personally, like having that relationship, having that connection off the court only makes me want to go that much harder for you on the court. So it happens pretty early here.
3, 4, 5, 6, kill!
We all have those people that we naturally gravitate to that we're actually like super, super close with. And then we have the team. So depending on what you have going on, it really could depend on who you're going to. For me personally, if I ever see it, it's kind of just like a conversation like, hey, what do you need from me right now? It's never like, hey, what you got going on? It's never judgmental. It's never like harsh or anything like that. Just what do you need from me? And if you need a day off and if you just need us to go talk to the coaches, then that's something we will do. Like if you just need to step away for a while, then we'll definitely like handle the situation and whatever fits best for you. My why has kind of evolved. Younger, it was, just to have fun, something to do, something to get out the house. Once I got to middle school, high school, kind of changed to like, hey, I want to play professional. I want to, go further than just, I want to play at the highest level possible. And then now it's just being able to give back to those around me, whether it's, right now, the freshmen on our team and giving them the best experience and my knowledge and passing it down to them, or if it's like going back home and giving back to the community that I've grown up with and kind of just doing different clinics or coaching different teams back at home. It's meant the world to me to know that I came somewhere and I, can leave some type of footprint. That's kind of my goal, is to leave a footprint either on the program, on the school, or on the culture. And then being a senior, it's tough because it's like this is your last go around, so it makes you want to go that much harder. But yeah, just going that much harder to leave a legacy or, leave something here, just a piece of me that, will be here forever. Stay true to yourself. Know who you are and know what you want to do, and never let anyone around you change you. It's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of negative things going around. but focus on the positive and stay true to who you really are. Personally, my saying is like, prove them right. And that just means like the people that support you, the people that actually have your back, prove them right. Don't worry about the naysayers or anything else. Don't worry about, the people that are negative, because a lot of people say prove them wrong, but it's not worth your time. You much rather prove the people that believe in you right.
As always, thanks for tuning in to a brand new episode and season of the A-Game.
Make sure to follow the A-Game Sports and App TV Insta on Instagram to stay up to date on all things sports and all App TV content.
On behalf of myself, my wonderful co-hosts, everyone in the back, have a fantastic week.